What's up everybody, how's it going? Exciting video today. Got a new thing I'm gonna try to do to the crew cab. Package came. Pretty excited. Let's tear into it and see what we're working with. So this is a project. Don't know if it's gonna work. Found this on Marketplace and thought I'd give it a go. It's something I've contemplated doing to the truck. A lot of you have asked about it and I was kind of on the fence, but I thought let's give it a shot. So this might be an epic fail. I don't know. Ooh, rusty dirt. Alright, there it is. Well, what we have here are, if you don't know already, dually spacers. So if you've seen my truck, you know it has conventional, like single rear wheel wheels on the front. Dang, they are heavy. So they are off a 90s GMC. So follow along and we'll see if these fit. So obviously going to clean them up, paint them. It came with both sets of nuts. Alright, enough blabbing. Pull the wheel off, do some measuring, see if these slide on, which, like I said, I don't think they're going to fit, but we're going to give it a shot. So I will have to turn down quite a bit of material on the inside here, so we have to do some modifications to these spacers to make them work on the Ford axle. So let's do it. Gotcha. So, as you can see, these didn't work. So I bought these. This is designed for an axle that does not have a lockout hub. This would be like a flange with a nut because they have a totally different style axle. So that's not going to work. So I ordered these bad boys. They're more like a custom, I wouldn't call it a spacer, it's more of an adapter. Oh man, they are heavy. These are from Southwest Wheel. I think they're actually made by Aerotech. This is the AA4F, so this is for a Ford axle, so as the we're going to drive that out, then we're going to make one that fits. It has to both fit the hub of the Ford axle, but still be small enough to fit the GM wheel. So hope that makes sense. We're going to start by mutilating these extremely expensive adapters to make them work on the Chevy. If anyone at Southwest Wheel is watching this, I apologize for what I'm about to do. Now I'm going to come at it from the inside and try to wiggle it down. Got to go evenly or it'll get jammed up. Alright, it's out. Didn't damage the threads or the housing. Here's what we're left with. So as you can see, this is basically like 1/8 inch wall, 5-inch OD mild steel. Probably some just type of tubing. Nothing really much to it. So you can see I got a spot on both sides. It didn't take much at all. Popped right out. So this isn't really a structural thing. This is simply to hold the wheel in the center of the lug holes until these babies are tightened up. So now I'm going to take some aluminum. It's going to be like this, but thicker. This is 1/4 inch wall, so I'm going to use 5-inch OD, 1/2 inch wall because I got to come in quite a bit to make up for the small hub of the GM wheel. So I'm going to throw it on the lathe. I'm going with aluminum. I'm going a lot thicker than these, so it should be fine. It's not going to hold the weight of the truck or anything. It just centers the wheel till the lugs are tight. So let's chuck it up and make some spacers. got the other spacer made, so now we're going to hammer it in here and give it a test fit. So I had to make sure that this distance is correct to slide down in there, otherwise we can't have any of this sticking up or the wheel won't sit flat. I mean, I guess it is, it's more of a slip fit, but just hammer it in there nice and flat. If it does get messed up, it's thicker than this, so it's really easy to drive back out if I need to turn more down or something like that. You can kind of feel once it bottoms out, just like when you're driving a bearing or a seal. Sound kind of changes too. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. The spacer is just below the wheel mounting surface, so we know that's not going to cause any trouble. And we'll slide it on the hub to make sure it fits properly and goes all the way on. This can't interfere with the hub at all, so because it has to be able to center. The adapter uses a tapered lug nut, and the wheel will use a hub-centric lug nut, a flat one. There it is. So you can see the aluminum piece that we made, and the hub fits through. I just have 2 nuts in this right now, but once that's all torqued down, I'll take this feeler gauge and make sure it can go all the way around and all the way back. That's only 1 inch thick, so you know, once it gets in to about there, it opens up quite a bit. So far so good. Pretty cool. So the tapered nut goes on here with red Loctite, and then the new nuts they gave me goes on there. So I got them all on and put a coat of flat black on them. It's still drying, mainly so it doesn't rust inside there, because it's hopefully doesn't have to come off until it's time to put rotors on. They give you red Loctite, and I used a ton of it on these nuts. These nuts. So red Loctite, torque them to like 120. It'd be the same as what it was to the wheel, because they're same studs, same nuts that were on the Ford steel wheels. And then these, I don't know, I think it says 150 foot-pounds. I'll just torque it to whatever my gun does, because any tighter than that and I won't be able to get them off if I get a flat tire. So both sides are done, ready to roll. I should have pulled this thing out of the garage before I started, because it's kind of a pain to work in there. So now we're gonna run over to my buddy's and use this tire machine, put those tires on these wheels. I have a spare wheel over there. I will have to swap that out, because right now the spare is one of these standard wheels, but we'll make sure everything works good and spins good and doesn't vibrate or anything weird before I totally commit and get it back together. I'm excited to see. I think it's going to look a lot different. It's going to look cool. Stay tuned. Pretty cool. Go home, mount them up.